Hello there YouTubers, my name's Charlie and welcome once again to my latest episodes of Inmates of the World, in which I correspond to inmates from all over the globe and I read aloud their replies they send to me. Today I have another letter from the late British serial killer Dennis Nilsen. This letter was received once again from Full Sutton Prison, in which all of his letters were sent to me. If anybody would like to know why I'm doing this, as I've explained previously, it's because I have over 20 years working in mental health experience and I'm also currently studying forensic psychiatry. If you'd like to know more about who Dennis Nilsen was, then you can go back to my episode number 3, in which I read aloud my first letter from him. Also, I'd like to say this is the first letter that Dennis Nilsen has ever written to me by hand. He's written it in handwriting this time. He usually used a typewriter and he explains his reasons for this in the letter. I'll just show you the letter here, which is quite long-winded. This is the first page here, which I'll hold up and I'll enlarge a photograph to put on the screen for you there. Nothing on the reverse. The second page goes on the same. I'll hold that up for you there. Again, nothing on the reverse. And then the third page, which is here, and nothing on the reverse. These are also unlined blank pages of paper that he sent to me. I must confess that his writing here some of it is almost entirely illegible, but I'll do my best to get through this with you. So this letter was dated Sunday the 22nd of February, way back in 2004. And it reads, "Dear Charlie, thank you for your letter of the 11th of February. Sorry for the longhand. I've run out of typewriter ribbon cartridges for my machine. Such luxuries that we are allowed to have are only sustainable through help from outside of prison. The only things one is now allowed to send into prisoners is money and postage stamps. All such items have to be purchased through the agency of the prison canteen from money sent in. A couple of years ago, someone sent me in typewriter ribbons which I could not have. The correct form for all these purchases is to send postal orders or a cheque, etc. to the prison with normal correspondence made payable to HMPS Able House. In any case, I would not spend this money on things like steak, etc." He mentioned steak in his previous letter to me. "Prison food is adequate for my needs, and in brackets, just fuel to keep the body going. I note all your news. I'm pleased to hear that your 3-month-old son is doing well. One feels out of touch with normal humanity after nearly 22 years in a maximum security prison. As you can tell, I have not engaged in longhand for a while, scribbling more like a doctor's prescription, which was one of the main reasons I got a typewriter in the first place. I hear in the news that they will be introducing random drug tests in school, so the teacher has now become the policeman. A couple of days ago, we had an announcement on the headline national news that the Metropolitan Police are to seek permission of the Home Office to interview all high-profile serial killers for a new study. Well, they'll put that one of the first hurdles on the TV news was a supplementation by expert opinions from a gaggle of forensic psychologists who have been encouraging the Met Police for many years. These crackers, most of whom are crackers, highlighted the usual profile of people like myself. Manipulative, liars, demons, etc. So this will be the baseline of integrity on which this study will be set. I, for one, will not be participating. The Home Office have gone beyond the courts and governed me a whole life tariff, now that I am beyond redemption. I think they should be content with that. There are no whole life tariff prisoners here who want to take part in this new study. The Home Office had their last word on us in 1994. They have nothing more to say. The manipulative demons and liars are more prevalent in the Home Office than on the prison roster, so they will get their pound of flesh and not a gram more. Retribution has only been their game and nothing more. That and political manipulating, possibly. Let the band march on. As for the assassination of President JFK on the 22nd of November 1963, the best evidence we have is that Lee Harvey Oswald was the lone gunman acting alone. Also, Marilyn Monroe died from an overdose of a cocktail of drugs, probably mixed with alcohol. In addition to this, I think that Princess Diana died in a road accident in an underpass in Paris due to the fact that the driver was A, driving too fast, and B, he had too much to drink. As you will have guessed by now, I am not a conspiracy theorist. I am usually evidence-led, the punctual logics of policing and detection. Yes, there are blanks in every notorious case, but we should not fill them by wild speculation. Suffice to say, off the mark, that we just don't know. Not everything is wholly solvable to everyone in a complete satisfaction. However, I have no closed mind. For example, I do not believe that Barry George killed Jill Dando. I say this because the police presented no firm evidence to the court that he had done so. Thanks for the stamps, which will be put to essential use. All the best, Des. Now, this is quite interesting. I do apologise for some of the writing here. It's very difficult to read some of it here. As he confessed, he is no conspiracy theorist. He was also a former police officer, briefly, Dennis Nelson, so this may contribute to the fact that he has no fundamental interest in conspiracy and is very, as he said, evidence-led. I can't really recall the psychiatric study that he has mentioned about high-profile prisoners that he had no interest in taking part with. Forensic psychiatrist, he seems to be mocking them to a certain degree, suggesting that they are crackers, meaning crazy. In America, I'm not sure what crackers necessarily means, but it's a slang term for crazy or insane. We did go through the conspiracy thing for a little while there, but that was a pretty much open and shut opinion on his. It's interesting that he doesn't wallow in his crimes. He's not wallowing in his infamy, and he doesn't seem to be proud of what he did. It's completely devoid of any glamorizing in regard of his offences. So that's pretty much all I have for you today. Thank you for watching, and catch me on the next one. And love each other and look after each other.